Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome to Heart Centered Tarot. As always, my name is Marina, and I will be your guide for this portion of the show. And guess what? It's Tuesday, so it's Taco Tuesdays. Yay, yay, yay. And look who I have with me, David
Oh,
from Terrified the
oh,
Bay.
hey,
Hey, look who it is.
look, it's
And
right there,
Sarah.
up right there.
Yeah,
Hey, everyone, how
there
you
you
doing? What an eventful day we had today, news-wise.
go. Uh-huh. I
Uh,
know. I know. It was very, very, very interesting.
I'm
And
outraged.
yeah, I got to tell
My
you, I
tender
didn't.
sensibilities have been trampled upon, and I'm not happy.
Uh huh. I know. I know. We
Oh,
will do. We will do whatever we can. So, for those of you that are joining us, I know the notices just went out. So, um, yeah,
people
hopefully
piling.
you'll have we'll get to see people coming in fairly soon. Sorry, let me just get rid of that. Oh, come on. There we go. Okay, I think that works now. Okay. So yeah, I'm for those of you that are wondering, I am a little drugged up, so if I seem a little more wacky than normal, that's what it is. It's the drugs. I will admit to it freely. So just wanted to say hello to some of the folks that are in here. Kay Muldoon, hello Kay, and Kay just became a new member, so thank you for that, Kay. We've
Oh,
got Spirits
congratulations.
Beyond the Stars. Um, oh, the song Terror by the Bay. I don't know who that is. Um,
Yeah,
we've
some
got
troll. You should
Mickey.
probably delete him.
Well, yeah, if he gets out of hand, he's out of here, man. Yeah.
Here it comes.
Christine Brooks, Linda H., Kathleen Payne, Rose Blue, Hilda Flores, Danielle Spencer, Jackie Stone, Diana Hill, Brandy Jansen, uh, Yaya Movie Review, and Jane Wright. Hey, thank you. Thank you for being here. And Hilda Flores says, David, you have to behave. No, no, he doesn't.
No.
Let David be David. Okay. Yeah. So you've got a kitty cat that's decided to join us. Look at
Hello,
that.
everyone. Welcome. Say hello to Nico. I
Hello,
recorded
Nico.
a video earlier today reading on the Fani Willis updates, and he's inserted himself a couple of times into that video, much like he's done just now.
Of
He's been home
course.
alone. He's all lonely.
Yes. And Pat McBride. Kitty's name is Nico.
Yeah, NICO.
There you go. Haha. Yeah, cats don't care. They do what they want to do. I know. And the one thing that I've noticed about dogs when you disappoint a dog, they just kind of put their head down and they walk away. I've noticed with cats when you disappoint them, they do walk away, but their tail goes up. And it's like they're giving you the finger as they're walking away. So, yeah. Oh, okay, Linda. It said 9 on the notification, but your screen said 7. Oh,
9
well,
p.m.
it's
Eastern. Huh?
yeah, it's 9 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Pacific.
Pacific. Yep.
So it should the system should recognize whatever area you're in and let you know that you know it whatever time zone you are in. So and hello Michelle from Astrological Tarot. Nice to see you here. Okay. And Brandy says Nico is so beautiful.
He's a goof.
Yes.
Now he's going to bite my bracelets. He'll wake up in the morning and he's always trying to chew on these. I don't know why.
Yeah. Okay. So listen, what do you want to look at first?
Oh, I don't know.
Just, I mean, if you had to just pick something off the
I
top of
had to
your
pick something. You know what I'm going for. I'm still annoyed. Um, my reading going up tonight, or one of the two readings going up tonight, was the Terrence Bradley testimony. What was the energy behind it? Why did he do what he did? What was the inspiration behind it?
Yeah.
And what the impact is going to be with Fani Willis. But I can throw uh, generally on how it's going to impact the case at all. And a couple of things just to get people up to speed.
Yeah.
So Terrence Bradley was a lawyer who worked with Nathan Wade in Nathan Wade's law office. He was fired from that job because he sexually harassed a female employee there. Later on, Nathan Wade was going through a divorce with his wife, and Terrence Bradley, his former law partner, represented Nathan Wade in the divorce case. And the implication was during that divorce case, Terrence Bradley got some of the skinny of what Nathan Wade was up to and who his girls were and timing and stuff like that. So Terrence Bradley approached a lawyer named Merchant who is representing Michael Roman, who's one of the defendants in this case. And he also approached a lawyer named Sadow, which sounds like sad cow. And sad cow is one of the Trump lawyers. And he basically told them that he knew that Willis and Wade started dating in January of 2021 or January of 2019, whatever it was, which was prior to Wade coming on to the case to investigate Trump. So they're trying to put together this smokescreen of like, oh, there's collusion and double dealing and self-dealing and stuff like that. Just a corrupt DA's office, no integrity. How can you trust anything that comes out of such a corrupt office? So when he was communicating with these lawyers, he was texting them saying, yeah, this is when it happened. And Roman's lawyer, a woman named Merchant, was saying, okay, so you're saying that this happened on this date or in this month year? Yes. Okay, I'm going to file this. They're going to go after me when I file this. Does this look right? He goes, yeah, it looks perfect. Send it. Yeah. So she sent it, and it appears that neither Roman's lawyer Merchant or Trump's lawyer Sadow actually verified any of the data this guy Terrence Bradley had. He just said, he used the trust me bro approach. Yeah. Now, mind you, this guy's a lawyer. He's not some schmuck like me coming off the ground and saying garbage about people. This guy's a lawyer. He knows better. But those are lawyers too. They did no vetting. They did no fact finding. They didn't verify shit. So either these three are the most corrupt, incompetent boobs out there, or there's shenanigans going around. Now, by the questioning that was happening today between Sadow and Merchant, it appears that they feel like they were misled by Mr. Bradley. Mm-hmm. And so what would cause Mr. Bradley to do this? Is it that he has a hatred to women because of what happened? Does he want to take Fani Willis down a peg? I'm not getting the feeling that he's a Trumper because there's no vibe from this guy that he's a MAGA person. So then it's like, did somebody offer him money, or is he just trying to take women down a peg, or both? That's kind of where I'm at that point. Yeah. So at the end of the day, you can come here. At the end of the day, he's not a credible witness. He basically said, I don't know when they met. It's all speculation on my part. When I told you I thought they met in January 2019, and he's got nothing to add. This whole challenge is based on lies and innuendo. Mm-hmm. And I think he was relying on the fact, again, because he's a lawyer, he was relying on the fact that he could say, oh, yeah, I know when they met, but I can't talk about it. Attorney-client privilege. I don't want to get in trouble with the bar.
Exactly.
With the bar. And so it's like, I think that's what he was planning. And just like, now you can picture folks on the right, like, oh, he knows when they got together. He knows she's lying, but he can't say anything because of attorney-client privilege, curses. And the judge like, yeah, Let's talk.
Yeah.
Oh, you're not covered. Go ahead and tell him. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. That there's a lot. I think anything having to do with a Trump or Trump associate file or trial, sorry, you're going to get a lot of that, smoking gun. Oh yeah, we're going to prove it. We're going to prove it, and
Yeah,
then
just like everything.
yeah,
Smoke.
well, we don't have to. We know we're right. It's yeah.
It what pisses me off is like this puts the American legal system under pure assault, and it's one of those things where Trump doesn't care. It's all a PR campaign. He just wants to make sure that roughly a third to half the population distrusts the legal system so much that they won't believe anything that's proven in these cases. Guess who's back?
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I don't, you know what? I am feeling like maybe Fani Willis at the end of the day is going to get a good talking to, but I don't know that she's going to be removed.
Yeah,
because ultimately, at the end of the day, this does not impact the evidence in any way, shape, or form.
right.
So,
it could be one of those things where she's not required to recuse, but she might decide to. I mean,
yeah,
I'm kind of all over the place. At first, I thought she would be asked to be recused. After her testimony, it's, oh hell no, this girl ain't going nowhere. After
yeah,
this one, I keep getting like the Eight of Swords type energy. So it's like, she shouldn't have to. She hasn't done anything wrong.
exactly.
But what are the appearances looking like, and does it matter? Is the case tight enough that and can she even recuse herself? Because one of the things on the Midas Touch they were saying is, well, and on his thing with Michael Cohen on the legal beatdown, he was saying that Fani Willis represents the whole district attorney's office. So if she steps down, does that mean the whole district attorney's office has to step down? It's just craziness what's going on here. Totally. I'm hoping she stays on. It'll be simplest if she stays on. But I would understand if she could recuse and have an assistant DA take it out, because I'm sure the assistant DAs, the DAs there are really, really competent in what they do, and it won't matter because the evidence is overwhelming.
That, excuse me. Yeah, that's sort of how. Yeah, that's sort of how I'm feeling, is that it has got nothing to, none of the evidence was compromised. And at the end of the day, this is an evidence case. This is not a personality case. This isn't, it's based on evidence. That's what the law is all about, is the proof, the evidence, the chain of things that happened and so on. So, if she wanted to strip naked down on Fifth Avenue and she certainly should be able to do that, because it has nothing to do with the case. It shouldn't have any impact on the case. And it in a way, I think it bothers me that it does.
He's trying to eat this. He got 86th. I know. It would have been fun to throw cards on top of the cat, but he's being a brat.
Yeah.
Okay, so what are we going to throw on here? I think this deserves a little something. A little something.
Absolutely. What's the question? What do you want to ask?
That's what I was going to ask you.
Oh.
Will Fani Willis either voluntarily or involuntarily be removed from this case?
Okay.
Or we can escalate from there. We can ask, will she be admonished, or will she be? Let's ask if she's going to be admonished.
Okay.
Will she just at worst be admonished for behaviors of having the nerve of being a woman who likes a good-looking guy, and you're both powerful attorneys working in the same place? So you get HR talking to. Knight of
Uh-huh.
Swords.
Did you say
Something's going to
Knight of
happen
Swords?
quickly. Now, this could also be just the energy of, oh, he's so good looking. Hello, let's race into a relationship together. Let's see what it's crossed with. Queen of Swords. Oh, geez. So this is him coming in the office. Here's her already in the office. So this could be the two of them. The Queen of the Swords meeting the handsome Knight of Swords here. And then underneath is the Six of Swords, the going away. Um, if I was just reading it based on the question itself, this could be the speed of the relationship, and this is HR saying, come on, you know better than that.
Yeah.
Or this could just be him leaving his marriage and ready to get into another relationship. I don't know which it's going to be. I won't know until I get the rest of the cards out. Ace of Cups, okay. Hotsy totsy, passion, they very attracted to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Very attracted to each other. And I think it's probably because of his divorce, and he was, he was with a woman that he didn't want to be with for a few years there because of the kids. And once the kids are done, he was ready for a new relationship. All
Yeah.
right. The relationship is out there. Everybody knew about it. I don't think it was a real big secret. And I think they even testified to that. Darn it, this card keeps coming up. Overarching is the Eight of Swords. Now she's being held to account, or it's held to a higher standard, or there's standards or ethics that she needed to meet that maybe she didn't meet. This is the card that keeps coming up for her time and time and again with me. The lesson to be learned is temperance. Cool your jets, girl. The guy was not going anywhere. You're in an office setting, and yeah, everybody knew, but
Yeah.
you're working on cases together. Maybe this wasn't the best decision that you could have made. I think basically what this is like, I made my choices, and now I suffer the consequences of my choices. That's probably what this is. Outcome is the Page of Swords. I think there's a diminishment here. Again, the Queen of Swords going to a Page of Swords. It's a couple steps back. Does she mean she steps back? It's possible. Does she get dressed down like a child? That's possible. Think about what you did. This is a dressing down. Think about what you did. Come on, Mom. Have you ever used that term before?
Yeah.
And there's the Empress card. You're in charge of this department, and you need to think about your decisions that you make and the impact of those decisions. I think that she will get a dressing down, but she could take it a step further herself if potentially if she wants to. And I'll throw on that one next, but I'll let you go ahead and get the dressing down done first.
Yeah, you know what? As I'm looking at the cards that I got, I'm wondering, would we be going through the same thing if Fani Willis was male? And if she was, if the lead prosecutor on there was male and had a relationship with a female, I have a feeling that they wouldn't have done that. They went after her because she is a strong female, and they want to bring her down. Okay, so I start off with the Knight of Cups, and that is sort of coming in with a story, right? Okay. I'll tell whatever you need to hear. I'm going to tell you whatever you need to hear. I think that there is a good possibility that she might have known ahead of time. I get the Magician. Okay. I also, like you did, I got the Six of Swords as well.
Yeah.
And I got the High Priestess. So I'm thinking she might have had an inkling that there was good possibility that that this guy was going to back out of saying what he initially said. And maybe that was the reason that she was as confident when she was in court, right? She knew that there really wasn't anything there. So, you can't make something out of nothing. But
And just
the optics aren't that great. I'll absolutely give you that the optics aren't great. She should have thought about it before she did it. But I still maintain that it shouldn't have any effect on the case itself, because there was no fiddling with the evidence. There wasn't anything, legally. I just can't see that there would be a reason to get rid of her. But then again, I mean, I look who we're dealing with in some of the courts. So it is entirely possible. My last card is, I get the Four of Wands. So she probably will be spoken to, and she probably will be told, listen, this was not one of your best decisions. And okay, you may not feel like you did anything wrong, and chances are you didn't do anything wrong. The optics of it kind of sucks. So you're going to have to eat a little humble pie, and, maybe you need to go out there and say, yeah, I'm sorry, my bad. I couldn't control myself. He's just such a great guy. I couldn't control myself. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, and it might just be that the reason why she was so confident is because she knows when they started dating, and she knows that what this guy was saying or implying was wrong. So go ahead and prove it. You can't, because it doesn't exist.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it, bro.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Will she be recused?
Okay.
There's an evaluation going on, and I think it's self-evaluation. Got the Justice card, Queen of Wands, Three of Wands, Knight of Wands. I think there's going to be an evaluation, probably again a self-evaluation, and I think what it's going to be is she's going to get to make the call. If for some reason she has to recuse, I realize that Laura Hammond Davis posted up that the whole team would have to recuse, and I think that's something that has to be considered. But legally, they can't force her to do it because she hasn't broken the law, and she's going to look like, okay, if I do recuse, what's it going to look like? If I stay on the case, what's it going to look like? And underneath this Knight of Wands, it's basically, I think at this point, it's at worst, it's an admonishment. And then she has to evaluate the case and play the tape forward. What's going to happen if I stay on, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. In the end of the day, I agree with you, though. It's not going to make a difference. This isn't, Fani Willis versus Donald Trump. This is the state of Georgia versus Donald Trump in a RICO case. Yeah. And the evidence, I think she's very competent what she did as a district attorney. She's got the evidence. I could almost probably put on this case and win it handily. And again, I'm not a lawyer, nor do I play one of my D&D role-playing group, but I think they've got it pretty down tight at this point. So it won't impact anything. It's just she started it. We'd love to see her get through it, because another black woman giving it to Donald Trump right between the legs. It's a glorious thing, and we're all here for it.
Absolutely.
Letitia James got her shot in.
Yes. Yeah, I think there's definitely contemplation about what to do. I get the Two of Pentacles, and it kind of, trying to figure out, okay, how are we going to look at it? What are we going to do with it? Then I get the Page of Swords. He's kind of coming in like, well, we're going to be looking at the trying to find the truth, looking at the truth, but it's not. It's almost like it diminishes. They try to diminish part of the truth, like, that don't pay attention to that. Look, don't listen to that. Look at me. Look at me. Talk, I'll tell you what's going on, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think she's going to continue with the Eight of Pentacles. I think she's going to continue to kind of work on the case. And I think one of the things that has happened is that they have, going through this little farce, this is the Eight of Cups. They have, the Seven of Cups. They have shown the kind of the crazy on the other side of the aisle. Like, we're wasting a lot of time on things that we should be looking at a trial date, right? I end with Ten of Swords. I don't think it's going to work out very well for the other side. I think that she's going to be making the right decisions along the way, and her priority, honestly, I don't think is so much her reputation in terms of what will people say about me. Her focus is on this case, right?
Yeah.
This is her big thing, is focusing on that case. And there was also I read briefly something. Oh, hey Sherry, nice to see you here. She says, try a hot toddy. That works well. Yeah, I might have to do that. There was also apparently some guy who got a hold of the I don't know if it was cell phone records themselves.
Yes.
Where Wade's phone was pinging, and that proves it, that he was, his phone pinged in the same sort of
tower,
area.
same cell tower hers was in.
Right. Well, yeah, that same circle covered hundreds of thousands of people. So, it doesn't have anything to do with anything. And I think that, she came out today and said, you're not, this isn't a, what's the word I'm looking for? No, not a professional witness, but what's it?
He was a non-expert witness.
Yes, that's it. Yeah, a non-expert visit. Like,
Midas Touch has done an incredible job of covering this. All my knowledge on this case has been listening to the Midas Touch today, giving me the background and the lowdown as to what's going on. Now, if they're lying or they're wrong, then anything I've told you has been perpetuating that.
yes.
But they tend to be a really reliable source of information.
Yes.
So,
yes, absolutely. And yes. Linda says, that I could not believe when I read that. No. Anything
I object. It's devastating to my case, Your Honor.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. That's not going to fly. That is not going to fly. That's not going to get anywhere. But hey, you know what? Yeah. It gives us readers something to read on, right?
Oh, yeah. It was a day today. What's our next topic we're going to hit out here?
Okay, let me see. I want to okay. So we've got Sylvia Munoz, who said Hunter Biden is testifying tomorrow before the House Oversight Committee.
Oh, no kidding. Is it going to be public, or did he get his public testimony? I've been so not following that.
Well,
I'll throw it in the comments. Not that it matters. I'm assuming it's public because that's what he's been gunning for.
Yeah.
And pretty much they better break it public because their star witness, Mr. Smirnov, there appears to be a Russian spy spreading Russian disinformation and lying to the FBI. So talk about, again, having nothing to show for it. How is this? Okay, here we go. Hunter Biden, how is his testimony going to go tomorrow? Entertainment purposes only. Here we go. Welcome to Congress. Come on in and testify. I'm sure there's going to be some indictments that Marjorie Taylor Greene's going to want to talk about. And she was talking about wanting to disrobe the judge, Judge Engoron. Not disbar.
Oh, really? Disrobe.
This woman is a she's a dumpster fire, and a third-degree dumpster fire is. Oh God, she is something else. Okay, this is him arriving to Congress. They've been waiting for him to come in and testify.
And apparently it's behind
doors. It's going to go really, really badly for one side.
Yeah.
I will let you determine what side you think it is. If this were a right-wing channel, you know that Tim Jordan and Marjorie Taylor Greene and James Comer are going to bring down Hunter Biden. But I think his testimony is just going to it's going to really undermine their case, shall we say. They've already lost their star witness, and Hunter Biden's going to bring down stuff more. Now, they're going to be attacking him, trying to knock him down several pegs, and he's going to be able to respond with answers. Underneath is the chariot. They might bring him back for more, or this is just going to progress the case a bit more. There's movement here. It's slow movement, and maybe the slow movement is just that it took a long time to get him to testify. And I think maybe that's all it is. It's been a long time coming, but we finally got to this moment, and it's welcome, and here we go. Both sides trying to take each other down. In the past, we got the Eight of Swords. I think this is just Hunter Biden just being victimized by the GOP in this one. All the innuendo, all the obfuscation, all the accusations with no evidence to actually back up any of it. And he's had to sit there and take it. He's had court deals that had to be renegotiated because of interference. But here's the thing also. Eight of Swords is a voluntary position. You can be the victim if you want to. These bonds are loose. You can let them go. You can take the blindfold off. You can walk away. And what's one thing we note about Hunter Biden? He is actually one of the few Democrats who punches back. And that's kind of a new thing. And punching back is not what the Republicans expect, and they don't know how to handle it. Like his countersuits that he's brought up, they have his hard drive. They have no business having his hard drive. They like the guy who he allegedly left his hard drive with. Yeah, the guy could sell the hard drive, but he has to wipe the data first. They have no business having access to that data, and that's leaving themselves wide open for a lawsuit. And he's bringing the lawsuits. Here we go. This is going to be about justice. His testimony is going to be about justice. Again, the performative Republicans that are doing it for the social media clicks, as Bo, the fifth column, has it, they're going to be the Marjorie Taylor Greenes and Jim Jordans. They're going to be yelling and screaming and carrying on. The Democrats are going to ask him legitimate questions. Again, one group's going to look like the angry, moody teenagers and the screaming, crazy neighbors. The other are going to look like the adults in the room. It's going to be widely broadcast. The testimony is going to be kind of fast-paced. Again, it's going to be sound bites for the GOP, for Fox News and Newsmax and OAN, and messaging for the mainstream media and such. The lesson to be learned is the Knight of Wands. I think Hunter Biden is going to is able to address the accusations that are being hurled at him, and he's going to be able to knock them out one by one by one by one. Notice there's not a lot of swords here, or I should say, not a lot of cups here, not a lot of coins. There's no bribery stuff. There's no emotion stuff. It's swords and wands. Swords and wands. And there, the outcome is the Seven of Wands. Him beating off all these questions, all these accusations, all this innuendo, and go ahead, keep your investigation going. This investigation, honest to God, should be called off at this point. They just said their star witness is a liar
Yeah.
and is not credible after saying for months he was credible. You got nothing. Just put your tail between your legs.
Yeah.
Tell Donald that you can't impeach Joe Biden no matter how much he wants it, and go on and, I don't know, pass a budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Do something. Exactly. And yes, Becky Brothers wanted to say congratulations, David, on hitting 6,000 subscribers today.
Thank you very much.
You.
I shared that I was texting Marina today. Foul mouth. God, these people are pissing me off. It's just like, who can I share this with? I'm so outraged. Marina will know. And then it's like, and I told her, okay, here's the two things I'm not going to talk about. So now I will talk about one of them. Yes, I hit 6,000. I think it was this morning is when I crossed 6,000. I typically want a day to go by just in case, a bunch of people subscribe. I don't go down to 5,998.
No.
That was super awesome. Thank you everybody who has been supporting me and has recently subscribed. I really do appreciate that. The other happy celebration news point is that I hit my 1,000 subscribers and my 4,000 watch hours on Tarot of the Seven Seas. So now I'm actually able to monetize that channel as well. So I don't expect that to make a whole bunch of money or anything along those lines. The Tarot by the Bay is a much more viewed channel, unless I'm talking about Canadian beet farmers moving to Russia, in which case all bets are off.
Yeah. We'll get to that in a minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I think that this. I start off with the devil. He knows exactly what he's walking into, and he's prepared.
What do you think about that devil card? Why don't you take a good look at him?
Yeah.
Is that a little eye candy there? Hello, girls.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
I'll be your bad boy. I'll let you touch these pecs. Can you imagine the male model that artist had to employ? Oh, I'll take you. Come here. Just take your shirt off and stand there for a while.
Yeah. No, and even if he had to use his imagination, because this is Zero Marchetti deck. Yeah. Excuse me. Yeah. All right. So he's going to be facing the devil. He knows exactly what he's dealing with. He knows how they're going to try to manipulate whatever he says. I don't think he's going to be in there for a really long time, because I have a funny feeling that he is not going to allow them to steer the conversation without him being able to respond to it. So he's going to be in control of the answers that are given and so on. I think that they're going to be really disappointed in terms of, having to walk away from this one, having to say, we'll, like you said, we'll get our sound bites. But no. He's going to be measured and controlled with the Temperance card. He's been waiting for this opportunity, even if it's in private. Even in private, he's going to be controlling what happens. And he walks out. This is the 10 of Cups. He walks out happy. He does what he has to, and he doesn't really leave them a whole lot that they could argue against. And I think this is going to work out really, really well for him. And if he's smart, or if he has, lawyers or somebody else with him, the old Lordy, I hope there are tapes. I hope somebody tapes it. And just to have something on hand in case.
Yeah, I think Jay Kell was having some suggestions that he doesn't think Hunter Biden's going to do well. He's going to plead the fifth and not answer questions and stuff like that. No. That's entirely possible. I mean, certainly Trump and his ilk, when they were brought in front of Congress, like for the January 6th thing, the Fifth Amendment happened 400, 500,000 times, whatever it was. I don't suspect you're going to hear Hunter Biden plead the Fifth Amendment unless it's something about an ongoing, like his ongoing court case or something, like the gun, like, the gun charge. He's probably not going to answer questions about that because that's an ongoing case, and that's a reasonable thing to
Yeah.
plead the fifth, because they don't need to know about that. Really, I think what's going to break down at the end of the day, and just watch, because I know it's going to prove me right, because it happens every time. Half the questions are going to be just accusations, shouting him down, humiliating him, bad mouthing him, calling him a liar, a cheat, a porn
Yeah.
star, a grifter, a traitor to the country, and that's going to be from the GOP. And I guarantee you the Democrats are then going to ask questions that address the impeachment inquiry.
Yes.
Did you involve your father in your businesses? The Democrats can ask questions that you would expect to hear in a court of law that help clarify the story, and the Republicans are just going to shout at him. So I think the reason why he leaves, he's happy, is that he tells his side of the story for half of the questions asked, and he just has to endure the emotional beatdown the GOP is going to put him through.
Yeah,
that's all.
Absolutely. Okay. Linda LB, can he request a tape of the inquest? I'm not sure.
I would think that it's a public forum, so there's going to be a public record for it.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know if there's really much he can do. There's not much he can do, though, as far as like defamations or anything like that, because Congress is protected under that speeches and debates clause that they've tried to use for other things to protect themselves from it when it hasn't been speech and debate. Oh, that was Lindsey Graham with the Georgia thing. Oh, just doing part of my job. No, you weren't. You're a senator in South Carolina. Why are you calling Georgia? Cool.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so for the few of you that maybe didn't know, David put up a video on Terror of the Seven Seas a couple days ago, and it was about a Canadian family of 10, I think.
Yes.
That
immigrated. I think I said they had 10 kids. It's a family of 10, it appears to be.
It's immigrated to Russia because life is so much better in Russia. And they were a little concerned with all the LGBTQ information and flags that were kind of around their neighborhood and so on and so forth. So they sold their farm. They had a beet farm. They sold the farm and they just moved lock, stock, and barrel to Russia, which is, of course, that makes total sense. You want to go from a country where you have freedoms and you can say certain things and you've got healthcare and whatnot. Absolutely, you want to go to a communist country. So there was a good deal of comment on that video, and I said I thought, well, maybe there were Saskatchewan farmers, and someone pointed out, no, they're from Northern Ontario, and then someone was being a little funny and said, well, I thought they were Alberta farmers because I'm in Alberta. So it's like, yeah, you know what? Alberta, Saskatchewan, Northern, same thing. Who in their right mind moves to Russia? And then when you get to Russia and your funds are frozen, do you then go on YouTube and complain that you know what's going on? Nobody here speaks English. You think? So
the part that Marina has kind of skipped over with it, the reason why they were moving out of Canada was not only for a better life in Russia. Try and get that sentence out without like choking on your words or laughing.
Yes.
They were really upset with the LGBTQ acceptance that's going through Canada. And he's talking, you see flags and posters and stuff like that. And they needed to protect their kids from the LGBTQ acceptance that's happening in Canada. So what do? You go to a country where they're oppressed by the church and the government. That's nothing like, okay, well, haha, I'm up here now and they're down here because, they're gay. Now, the fact that they have 8 kids and the percentages are a little bit more favorable than not that one of them may end up being gay or trans notwithstanding.
Yes.
But when their funds got frozen, apparently it was the Russian banks that froze it, because I guess they sold their farm and did a GoFundMe, and they couldn't account for the GoFundMe money where that came from. So Russia froze their accounts. And the YouTube video was the mom saying how upset she was with the Russian government and and she just wants to get on a plane to fly home. Well, you're not in Kansas anymore. And maybe the first lesson they're going to learn is that when you're in a free country, you can get away with saying stuff like that because you're in a free country. When you're in a free country that's not really free, then the government comes and has a talk with you and tells you to shape up, which is why they had to take that first video down and put up an apology video. They're going to start learning their lessons really quick.
Yes. And I did go over and take a look at their channel, just to kind of get a better perspective and whatnot. I think he was originally, he came to Canada as an immigrant. He was quite young when his family immigrated to Canada. So, I would assume that there was some kind of education that was provided for him. I know the Canadian educational system is pretty decent, but I also think that they might have been part of a religious sect, religious cult or whatnot, based on the way that she was dressed. So not that would have much to do with it, but it just tells me that maybe they didn't check these things out because their education was such a Christian education that you just wouldn't think to question. So I guess aside from it being something that you can giggle about, and yes, the husband was an immigrant to Canada, absolutely. So I guess my question would be is, will they try to return to Canada within the next 3 years?
Okay.
Let's take a look at that.
Yeah, I think when I did my reading, I got the Four of Swords. I was guessing that might be a 4-year plan. I should do 2 readings, one for the wife and the kids, and the second for him, because I suspect this is his idea. And the wife's just along for the ride. But okay, let's see. In the next 3 years, will
Yaya, moving with you. Home? Don't quote me on this. I could be wrong, but for some reason, I want to say that he immigrated with his family when he was a child, and they were from Finland. So
I remember somebody in the comments saying they could have just moved to Florida. You could have all the Russian thing and English-speaking people. Now the land may not be as affordable, but there we go. Okay, so are they going to come back in 3 years? Page of Pentacles is a message like changing of values. It's values changing, ideas changing. It's money or health, but there's like a messaging of values. Something has changed. I'm telling you, the wife is coming back with the kids. I guarantee you the wife is coming back with the kids. Husband has this great idea. We're going to go to Russia and we're taking the family with us. And the traditional wife is, her job is to be subservient to the husband, and produce children for him and cook meals, darn his socks, that sort of thing. But underneath it all is the strength card. She might have been weak in not talking him out of it and telling him what she wanted, but she's accepted a role where she's giving up her strength to the husband. And the husband, Page of Pentacles, he's not thought this through. This is like, oh, I got this great idea. Let's move to Russia. We'll get away from gay people. Okay. I don't want to. My family's here. I'm happy here. I've got a support network here, but since you say so, dear, let's do it. Now, I think what happens, this is kind of an evolution for her. I suspect in the next 3 years, she's going to decide she doesn't want to be, she finds her strength and decides she's not staying. I'm taking the kids and going. Are you coming with me type of thing?
Yeah.
In the past, we got the Eight of Cups. She left her family. She left her friends. She left her social network. She left the church. She left everything that she loved and held dear behind to follow this guy because she's his wife and that's what she's supposed to do. 3 years from now, oh, good God. Oh, this is going to end in a divorce. Five of Swords, narcissism, my way or the highway.
Yep.
She is, I think she's going to say, I'm going back and I'm taking the kids. And he's like, no, you're not. You're staying here. No. Or she's like, okay, fine, leave. I'm not coming back. I'm not coming back with you. He knows she's not going to leave. He absolutely knows because he's been in charge the whole time. When did she suddenly grow a spine?
Mm-hmm.
When did she suddenly become strong? He's not going to leave. Screw you. This is my idea. It's a great idea.
Yeah.
He's counting on their marital nuptials to keep them together. She's going to start realizing that part of the whole thing of a marriage is that there should be agreement between the two people as opposed to dictation.
Yep.
Heavy on the word dick.
Yes.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Maybe she's not quite the wealthy heiress in Russia. I really think what's happening here is she's starting to look at her values and what she wants, and what she wants is valuable too. This isn't about diamonds or fur coats or fancy cars or anything like that. This is about her and what she thinks is best for her kids. And I think maybe she might be maturing into that strength card. It's almost like a this next 8 years or 4 years that they're over there, or 3 or 4 years, is a metamorphosis. Outcome is the Nine of Wands. If she, let's see, it's kind of like that penultimate battle. If she hasn't left yet, she might be doing it soon, getting things in order. Might even be looking over your shoulder like, will the government let me leave if I want to leave? Now, there's some, what it is? It's trepidation. It's like, oh my God, I really did this. I'm going to do this. I'm really doing this. I'm scared I may be all alone.
Yep.
But I think underneath it all, this is kind of like, this is her life lesson at this point. This is her honoring her strength, honoring herself, and being true to herself. And the outcome, it's going to be on her to take the action. He's not going to do it. He will refuse, and he's going to count on the fact that they've been married. They have 8-10 kids with each other, and she's not going to leave. He's going to count on that. He's just going to hunker down, and she's got to decide. Basically, she has to pursue her own happiness at this point.
Yeah. Yeah, because he's according to the Bible, he's the boss. He's the boss of everybody. What he says goes. Yeah. And someone had made a comment that, there we are. There are 10 children in the family, but only 8 were taken to Russia. So, okay, there you go. I think the other 2 were probably old enough to sit back.
You're crazy.
No. Sorry, I'll come and visit. She is. Both of them actually right now are learning about the 6 of Pentacles, and this is the government deciding what you get and what you don't get. Right? The government is going to tell you that, you want to own a beet farm? Yes, absolutely, you can do that. We take 90% of your beets.
Jesus, welcome to Russia.
Yeah. And there's nothing that you can do about it. They will just come in and take it because it's a communist country. They can do that. They're going to be learning a lot of things that they have taken for granted, that they thought that, they would just automatically have a right to do that. You would in Canada, but you're not in Canada anymore.
Yeah.
So I think that is, they're going to start to see things from a new perspective. With the Fool, they're really going to start to see that things are, maybe we've made a terrible mistake. Maybe this isn't quite what we thought it would be, and we're giving away a lot more things than we're actually gaining. I get both the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Wands, so they're he's talking to her, and he's telling her that no, it's going to get so much better, and just wait till the kids are in school, and they're going to learn the language really quickly, and so on and so forth. She's going to be looking at this as sort of temperance. She's going to be weighing the decisions that of following him versus a decision of maybe going somewhere else. I think she's ultimately going to decide that no, she's going to become the star and say, I've had enough. This is not going to be good for me, so I'm going to be leaving. The thing that I think neither one of them thought to consider or even look at is, okay, so now you're in Russia. You own a beet farm in Russia. Given the currency exchange and so on, you're probably going to get a lot more for your dollar in Russia than you would maybe here in Canada. So you decide that Russia isn't the place that you want to live anymore. So you're going to sell everything up, and you want to move your funds to the new country where you're going to go. And the Russian government says to you, but did you not realize you can only take $10,000? The rest of the money has to stay here. We can't allow you to take more than $10,000. So at the end of the day, very, very poorly thought out position. I don't think that they actually really did think about it. I think they were blinded by, I don't want my children exposed to gays.
Yeah.
And also I did, there was an article that I read that talked about, there was a study out that looked at homosexuality and, transgender and so on. And that each family, the more male children that are born in the family, the higher the instance of either homosexuality or transgender, whatever, occurs. So looking at the number of boys that they have, that's
how many boys are in the Osmond family again?
It's crazy. It's really, really crazy. And he is, the video that I saw of him, he was talking about how cold it was there. But, there are places in Canada where it gets even colder. Sure. So it's okay. Yeah. And they were going to a mall, and, it's trying to find places that they could read what was on the menu and whatnot. And it's like, she was getting exasperated because it's like, there's no English here. Anyway, that's beating a dead horse. Yeah. Should have thought about that beforehand. Okay, listen, before we let you go, the other thing that came out in the news today is that Macron said he wanted to send troops to the Ukraine. And several of the the US, the UK, and I think a couple other NATO countries kind of backed off and said, no, wait a minute, no. And Macron said, well, you know what, we should keep everything on the table. Putin, when he heard the news, apparently said, you know, well, yeah, good for you. It's not going to change anything. So just quickly wanted to take a look at, is Macron serious? Would he actually send French troops into the Ukraine?
Find out. Come on now. Macron's energy around Macron sending French troops to Ukraine. Okay, well, if he does, it looks like it's going to be done quickly. Why are we doing that? And they'd be welcome. Kind of like, I'm wondering if that would be like, remember how a bunch of Americans and other former soldiers, basically they form like their own special division in the Ukraine military. It would be something like that. I don't know. It'd be interesting if it was standing French troops, because I can see where the U.S. and the U.K. and folks are worried, because it's like, dude, we're NATO, and if you start doing that, Putin's already talking about launching nukes if NATO's escalating, and now you're the one escalating. But, he's got that message out. He's talking about sending them, and he's got plans for it. I think he's serious. In the past, I got the Queen of Wands. This is my Ukraine card. It's also my Mrs. Navalny, whether it's his mom or his wife. He's talking, Ukraine would accept him. They would come quickly. I do wonder if they would, if it's more experts on the ground, like, extra drone pilots, or pilots that can fly F-16s or something like that, or other troops that would help with logistics and things. The current situation is the Five of Swords. I think Macron is basically looking at, right now, Ukraine's in a do or die position because of the funding restrictions the U.S. has put them on. And they're at a stage of war that if you can bolster Ukraine and hold Russia at bay with their human wave offensive, it's going to make a difference. This looks like it's an agreement between Ukraine and France. It looks absolutely, everything looks like it's going through. There's a passion and a gratitude. Holy shit, man. Macron's playing a longer game. There's a gratitude from Ukraine. Can you imagine? Oh, France came to our aid. Oh shit. Okay, let me get through this. Outcome is the Eight of Coins. This is a longer term economic play that Macron is doing. He's going to trade troops for help in jobs in rebuilding Ukraine, extra trade with Ukraine. And the part I'm laughing about is, and again, I've covered it a couple times on Terror of the Seven Seas, and not many people in the U.S. know about it because it's not being broadcast here. There are huge ass farmer strikes happening in France right now because Ukraine and other places are dumping, if you will, are selling their subsidized crops very inexpensively in France, and the French farmers aren't getting paid as much, so it's harder for them to make a living. And they've basically been driving their tractors and blocking freeways and in city streets and stuff like this. So I think Macron is trying to set up treaties and trade agreements with Ukraine. Now they're all in the EU, so you got all that going on. But I think there's going to be special treatment that's going on. He's playing a longer game with this. And I think he also thinks the war is going to come to a stalemate fairly soon. So the risk for French troops is low. The long-term financial gains for the French economy is high.
Yeah. I think you're right. I started off same thing with the Eight of Wands. Yeah, gonna be able to to get in there quick. He is definitely thinking long terms. Okay, before I kind of get into this, I'll just tell you what I got. I got the King of Pentacles. I got the King of Cups. I got the Queen of Cups. I got the Fool. I got the Four of Wands as well,
Mm-hmm.
and I got Strength. So I think that, yeah, Macron is definitely thinking of the long term gain in this, and yeah, he's this. You know what? If they did go in and help out in any way that they could, not only is Ukraine grateful, but they're able to get some of their or France is able to get some of their people employed. There's
Yeah.
there is benefit that no one wants to say that there's benefit. So I think, yeah, he is talking to people and trying to get them to kind of see things from his point of view. And yeah, he's ready to go. He's serious.
Now, and you also think about this, and guys, forgive how dark this sounds. I feel like one of the lords of Europe from 1,000 years ago, carving up Europe after having a big war here. But how many? I think Navalny or something like that mentioned that. Not Navalny, excuse me.
Zelensky?
Zelensky. It's like 32,000, I think, Ukrainians have died in this war, if I remember the number correctly. That's 32,000 pretty much young, able-bodied men. Between
Yes.
the ages like 18 and so they're maybe like their mid 30s.
Yes.
That's what you're looking at here. Those are the people that are going to be rebuilding Ukraine when it comes time to rebuild, and they're not going to have all those able-bodied men to help with the rebuilding process. So
Yes.
they're going to need laborers and bodies and contractors to come in and do stuff like that. And I really do think France is positioning themselves. They're looking a few years down the line saying, Ukraine's going to get rebuilt, Russia's going to pay for it, and we're going to be there to collect.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So he's I think that there are going to be a couple other countries that are going to they're not necessarily going to be vocally supportive of that, but they're definitely going to be talking to Macron behind the scenes and saying, yes, so about this plan, can you tell me a little more?
Yeah.
So yeah, absolutely. And if nothing else, it does, hopefully it'll put the Republicans in a position where they have to do something. So yeah. And okay, we are at 1 hour 7 minutes. Do we have time for one more? Do you have time for
Sure.
one more
We
question?
talked so much. We didn't answer many questions. Let's keep going.
I know. Yeah. Speaking of the Ukraine, apparently, Zelensky met with Mike Johnson. He also met with Biden and I think Schumer. And apparently, Mike Johnson told him that, don't worry, I'll do whatever I can to make sure that you get the money. So what's up with Mike Johnson? Like,
I was talking a little bit about this with Marina behind the scenes here. When this reminds me of when they extended the last, they set the, what it was? It was the debt ceiling got set, or the budget ceiling got set.
Mhm.
And that got done the last time when Mike Johnson sent folks away home for a 3-day weekend. And then he negotiated the ceiling for the budget. And the GOP was pissed off at him. But Schumer and Biden were talking about, we had serious talks, and Mike Johnson was a tough negotiator and tough but fair. They really built this guy up. And I think Mike Johnson, he's kind of like Trump. He likes to hear nice things about himself. And they really built him up. And I think it's happening again. Schumer and Biden, Zelensky's in there, just let this guy talk, let him talk tough or whatever, and kind of cow down to like, wow, you're a really tough negotiator. I tell you, I deal with world leaders all the time trying to fund Ukraine, and
Yes.
you're tougher than Putin. Holy crap! Good. Yeah, I'll take you at your word because you're not. You can see where this is going. This guy's ego is going to be the size of this freaking room.
Yes.
Before it's all said and done. So I think they're
Yes.
buttering him up. Okay, whatever it takes, man. Sign the papers. Let's see.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the question, Mike Johnson?
Is Mike Johnson going to be influenced? Can he be oh my God, yes, absolutely. Oh, yeah. Can he be influenced? Can he be bought? Oh,
yeah,
please.
he's rethinking his values. I think the feeling I've gotten, and there was a moderate Republican and Democrat tried to put a bipartisan thing where they reduced the funding to Ukraine. And I think Johnson's going to go with that. And the reason why he'll go with that is then the GOP can take a victory lap and saying, yeah, they wanted $84 billion, but we only gave them like $49 billion. We cut it down by 40%. And we're going to use that other money for the build the wall on the border type thing,
Yeah.
And it's going to be a show of strength. Yeah. Basically, you've got the confusion underneath. He doesn't know what to do. He's stuck. He doesn't know what to do, his way out of this. They're giving him an out. The guys in the House are giving him an out. And Biden and Zelensky are telling what a strong negotiator he is. So there's multiple things going on, multiple gears going on to try and uncork this money. It would not surprise me for a minute if this was a television show, if we had watched and found out that the moderate Republican and the Democrat who put up this reduced budget were working with Biden operatives behind the scenes, and this is a multi-pronged approach to work on Mike Johnson. In the past, we got the Eight of Swords. This is Johnson. Yeah, Johnson not knowing what to do. He's stuck because he's beholden to the extreme right in his party, and they won't approve anything. And he doesn't want to negotiate with the Democrats because then he'll be out of a job. But there's your agreements. He's going to do this. He's going to come up with some type of agreement on reduced funding. He's going to say, the Republican strengths got met. He got commitments on the border, so on and so forth. Now, the fact that there was a Senate bill with this funding and things for the border was presented to them about a month ago, and they said no, they don't even want to hear it. They could bring that up now and it would pass in a second. Mm-hmm. Ace of Cups. He's going to be very proud. The far right's going to be pissed. Putin's going to be pissed. The Putin wing is going to be pissed, and they're going to want their pound of flesh with this. I do think also that you've got the passion that was given to Mike Johnson. Maybe his heart does go out to folks in Ukraine. He's going to do something about it. Yep, and there he is. I cut this deal. I negotiated it. This is all me. And what's going to happen out of that is anybody's guess, but I would suspect that fairly soon there's going to be a vote of no confidence for the Speaker of the House, who's going to be soon the former Speaker of the House, Mike Johnson. It just may not be tomorrow. Might be a little bit off.
Yep, absolutely. I get the Eight of Swords. Absolutely. This is a situation of his own creation. He has made this. He realizes that he's kind of stepped in the what. Okay, I get also the Nine of Cups. That's him looking around to see what he can do and trying to salvage what he has and my words are failing me all of a sudden. It's like my mind is shut off. Okay.
Words are hard.
Yeah, I know words are hard.
Maybe you could do an interpretive dance.
There you go. I could do that. So yeah, he wants to be the man of the hour. He wants to be the guy to bring it all together. He wants to be the guy that everyone is paying attention to. Yep. He wants to be the hero.
Yep.
Right. You Folks, you came to Moses and Moses came through. He got the deal done. Okay. He was able to, the Four of Pentacles, I was able to hang on to all the things that you wanted me to hang on to. Or no, sorry, that was the Ten of Pentacles. But then also the Four of Pentacles. So yeah, absolutely. Let's give them the money. Let's give them what it is that they need, because I negotiated the best deal for you. Yeah. Look, I hung on to all the things that were really important. So, it's, yeah, you have to go along with me on this one. It's, yeah, I think he's the kind of guy that whoever was in the room last is who he's going to go with.
It's like Trump. That's exactly what happens with Trump. And the same thing. The ego is just absolutely assuaged by all the faint false praise that's thrown at him.
Yes.
I just imagine Biden and Schumer make it sound way more sincere.
Oh, yeah. Oh, Mike, we couldn't have done this without you.
Exactly.
I mean, hey, thanks for coming back from your vacation to get this done. We would literally be screwed if it wasn't for you. Oh, yeah.
And the funny thing is, they could say it truthfully because it would all be true, but you can imagine the minute the doors close, all the sarcasm that they've been trying to take out of their words comes spewing out.
Exactly. Exactly. I can see Biden shaking his head, going, "Oh man," like.
Man, it was tough to say those words without being sarcastic.
Yeah. All righty. Well, okay. So we are at 1 hour, 16 minutes. Went a little over, but it's okay. It's okay. We had lots of fun. At least I did. I don't know about anybody else. So, yeah, thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you for all the comments and the conversations you had back and forth. It really does raise my energy when I'm in here with everyone. It really does. So, I could not do this show tonight. I had to. So, and David, as always, thank you. It's always a pleasure to read with you and get your perspective. And yeah, I listen and watch your videos, and
maybe one day I'll develop an opinion on something.
No. You do a great job, and I like the way that you read, and you're certainly a lot more. Yeah, you're able to explain the situation through your cards, very, very well. And so, yeah, I appreciate that. I learn from you every time I watch you. So there. Okay. Well, you all take care. Be good. We'll see you back here 2 weeks' time. And yeah, we'll do another Taco Tuesday. So
thank you, everyone.
Have a great night. We'll see you later. Bye.
Take care. Have a good night. Bye-bye.